Hi, this is Bennett. Recently, I was asked by a company to speak to their organization on leadership. I titled my speech, Leadership is Spelled Example. Now, I understand that leadership is not spelled example, but I wanted to make a point that leadership begins and ends by setting a great example for your people. If you can set a great example, you will be a great leader. One of my favorite leaders in history is Gandhi because he set such a great example for the people of India to follow. And I shared a favorite story of mine that I want to share with you. There was a woman and her son who waited in line for several hours to meet with Gandhi as he was meeting with people in this courtyard one day. By the time they finally got up there and met with him, the woman asked Gandhi if he would talk to her son and convince her son to stop eating sugar in his diet. Gandhi looked at the woman intently and said, "Please come back in 2 weeks and I'll speak to your son." She didn't really understand, but she decided that she would follow his instruction, and so she and her son left. 2 weeks later, they came back. They waited in that long line again, and by the time they got up to Gandhi, she said, "Gandhi, you had asked me to return in 2 weeks to speak to my son about stopping his eating of sugar." Gandhi took the boy aside. They spoke for a little while, and the boy decided that he would give up sugar in his diet and go on that journey. As the woman started to leave, she hesitated, and she turned back and she said, "Gandhi, why did you ask us to come back in 2 weeks? Why didn't you just speak to my son 2 weeks ago?" And he said something very profound. He said, "2 weeks ago, I was still eating sugar." You see, for Gandhi, he understood that he needed to be the example in what he was going to teach people. That's a constant struggle. None of us are perfect. None of us set a perfect example. But if you can remember this one thing, leadership is spelled example. Have a great day.